The free transportation, the free lunches. Next week, the company's sending all the staff on a holiday.
Meet Logan, an Australian who married a Thai national and has lived in Thailand for 11 years. He's one of the just a few foreigners who has ever worked at a factory in Thailand. Logan gave me a tour of it, and we talked about which rules foreigners should never break in Thailand, what it's like being the only foreigner in a company where most employees are Thai, and what foreigner-Thai couples most often argue about. I'm Chernov, Pai Cantor.
The thing that frustrates me the most, it's like, imagine that you're a beautiful girl sitting in a bar and one guy walks up to you and says, "Oh my God, you're the most beautiful girl in the world. Everything about you sparkles. You're so amazing." She's like, "Thanks." Next guy, "Oh my God, you're the most beautiful girl in the world. Everything about you is amazing." She's like, "Thanks." Next. So you get a non-stop, procession of foreigners coming over here saying, "I love Thailand, I love the people, I love the culture, I love the temples, I love, everything about this country." That's surface level, there's nothing to that. You can walk into any country in the world and say, "I love the culture, I love the people, I love," If you want to say that you love Thailand, delve, because it's worth it. And there's a lot more to love here than just the surface level that you can say to any immigration officer when you walk into their country at the border and say, "Oh, I love this country." As you can see, it's a pretty big campus, 200,000 meters squared. 3 canteens, 2 research and development centers, training center over here. Canteen that can hold roughly 750 people at a time. All different gardens, buildings, 2 product warehouses, parts warehouses.
That's the ring for the lunchtime, is it?
Yeah, the fourth break. The fourth break, yeah. So about to get inundated with the office staff coming out now from their offices to hit the canteen. There's a full-size football field just around the corner, a couple of gymnasiums, plenty of Sepakau and basketball courts as well, volleyball courts.
When you started hanging out with Thai people, local people, what was the biggest, revelations about Thai people? What you start learning about? Oh, okay, now I see.
The biggest revelation was that everything had been spoken about in absolutes or stereotypes. And the more people you meet, the more you realize everyone's an individual. So they might all hang out together, but this person doesn't like doing this person doesn't like that, this person doesn't believe in this person doesn't believe in that.
Can you give an example?
Well, an easy example is that when a lot of foreigners come over here, they're told things like the basics, like don't point your feet at people and don't touch people on the head, things like that.
Yes.
But I'd be hanging out with Thai people who would have no problem with walking up to their mates and rubbing their heads, and they'd have their feet on the table, pointing, with no shoes on, didn't care, So on a surface level, but if you're comfortable with people, it's kind of like the difference between using the pronouns of like pi and nong here with older and younger people. Once you feel comfortable with someone, you drop it. The ka and krap, you drop that as well. It's the same with rude words. Every single Thai person, when they first meet you, if they hear you say a rude word, they'll immediately say, "Don't say that, don't say that, that's so rude, that's so bad, nobody says that." You put 5 people, Thai people in a room together by themselves, especially a group of university friends or whatever, every second word is, I can't say the words, but every second word will be a swear word on that. Even if they're very well educated or they finished school when they were 10 years old. It's
Why do you think it's like that? Is the face thing or why?
It's the collectivist culture. Thailand has a lot in common with Japanese culture, with the idea of the not standing out, don't be the nail that sticks out type of thing. It creates quite a few problems because the major issue is that, honestly, I would say that Thai people are incredibly quick learners. Very, very quick learners. You ask them to learn something new, if they apply themselves, they will learn it impeccably. Perfectionists. You see examples of it all the time. I believe that the cinematography and photography in Thailand is absolutely amazing. That's because a lot of people now have access to cameras and things like that. Thai people will pick it up, you'll be like, okay, well, I want to learn how to do this, 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 and this. Next thing you know, they're shooting like professionals, absolutely amazing. But there's that cultural aspect where, don't stand out. And it creates a little bit of issues with like manjai, like my manjai, they're low confidence. But it would be great to like be able to increase the confidence of Thai people and say, you guys compete at the top level, you kill it, don't be afraid to stand up and, make your voice heard. But the cultural aspect, like there's that fear that, do you know tall poppy syndrome?
Which one?
Tall poppy syndrome?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not exactly the same as tall poppy syndrome. It's more along the lines of like, let's stick together, So if somebody sticks themselves out, they're not tearing them down because they're jealous or, envious. It's more a case of if we stick together, it's strength. And it can feel like tall poppy syndrome or envy, but they still have a good collective community, family aspect here. The easiest way to exemplify it is that we don't have that aspect, but we still have tall poppy syndrome. And if you go on social media with the West, you see so many people with main character syndrome. You see so many people who are narcissistic and they just want all the attention for themselves. Thai people use social media so much more than Westerners do, but they don't use it in that way. There's no main character syndrome. There's no, I'm going to abuse this person because I'm going to get attention from it. There's none of that. I can't say none, but like the vast majority, they still maintain their politeness. They still respect each other. It helps society have the community, the collective aspect. We grew up in the individualist society, but I don't know if it's like a catch-22. In order to have that confidence, that ability to say, you're special, you deserve everything, you should stand out from the crowd.
Yeah.
Does that mean that you have to lose the community first aspect of collectivist culture?
There are ways of making money in 2025 that didn't exist before. And you don't need years of experience or a top degree to get started. Whether you want a high-paying career or to launch something on your own, what you really need now is AI. And now it's not just helpful, it's basically the essential. Nearly every job today demands AI skills, as chances of people who are skilled with AI is 130% more than the rest. But don't worry, I have good news for you. This weekend you can join 2 days AI Mastermind workshop by Outskill. It's happening this Saturday and Sunday. And by just attending 16 hours with the expert mentors, learnings from Outskill have built and shipped over 100 AI products, all with zero coding and working revenue models of $3,000 to $4,000. Now, this training normally costs $895, but I've partnered with Outskill to give away 1,000 free seats exclusively for my viewers for free, just for the next 72 hours. You also get free lifetime access to Outskill's exclusive paid AI community to grow alongside 5,000 plus AI first professionals. Plus their AI learning dashboard is super easy to use and makes learning smoother. During the 2-day live training, you will learn 10 plus powerful AI tools, prompt engineering, automating your workflows, and building AI products without code. Also, if you sign up now, you get exclusive bonuses worth $5,100. Seats are limited, so if you'd like to join, use the link in description. And join the WhatsApp community to get all the updates before the event starts. What's the biggest cultural differences, let's say, you experience working here locally at the production site in Thailand versus maybe Australia?
Well, I think the biggest difference that I've had to face with moving here was that when I came here, the majority of people who move over here, they'll join a group of immigrants, expats, whatever you want to call them, and speak their own language, discuss their own culture and stuff like that. But then, they might get a girlfriend or a couple of, locals that join the group.
Yeah.
With me, it was like, you're isolated, that's it. If you want to become friends with people, you got to become friends with Thai people. And you come over here and you're raised on this notion that everything that you grew up with is the most important in the world.
Yeah.
So you sit down with people and you discuss things like LeBron James, Steven Spielberg, the Beatles, or Kim Kardashian.
Yeah.
Everybody knows what you're talking about. But here it's like you mention those things, people don't know what you're talking about. They don't. Either they don't know about it, or it's just they grew up it's not their cup of tea. So I realized like, no one's going to change for me. I've got to change for them. My department for the first 10 years was 40 women, aged between basically 25 to 40. So I'm getting, you know, a Thai woman working in an office's opinion in Chonburi of how Thailand works. And then on the weekend, I'd go hang out with my Thai musician mates and I get their opinion of how Thailand works and operates, and completely different. So
Is it? Oh, what's the
different.
differences?
Well, easiest example is that like I'm learning Thai language from both sides of the coin,
Yes.
and I'm listening to the women in my department talk Thai and that, and they're you know teaching me bad words, and they're not bad words, but just like pong or yamalet, you know, just joking words around with each other. Then I go and meet up with my musician mates on the weekend, and I say these words, and they're like, "Dude, that's girls only say them," you know, like.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. So a difference. What girls say, what guys say, yeah.
Depending on, you know,
the context.
yeah, it's just
Also.
like the musician guys, they would drink every day, they would party every day, they would, you know, go crazy. There's many girls here who never touch alcohol at all.
Now what?
They never drink alcohol at all.
Never drink alcohol. Yeah.
Yeah, so I know quite a few women who have never tasted alcohol in their lives. And yeah, it's a lot more conservative on this side, whereas it's, you know, more lackadaisical, you know, whatever que sera type of attitude with the musicians.
Yeah.
And then you'd mix with the foreigners living here as well, and it's like you're living in completely different worlds and trying to make sense of it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like there is no like one Thailand, I guess. When people say, "Oh, life in Thailand is like this," but it's like so many different shades.
Absolutely. Never make an absolute, or try and avoid as much as possible talking about Thailand in absolutes. You can have your experiences and, you know, say like, this is what I've experienced, but never say all Thai people, all Thai culture, all Thai women, you know, it's, very, very different everywhere.
So you've been with your wife for how long already?
Well, we've been married for 7 years now.
7 years. What's the biggest like cultural differences that you experienced?
There's absolutely huge differences, but one thing that I found very early on was that if we had an argument, it was never that we didn't agree with each other, it was just through miscommunication. So she didn't understand what I was saying, I didn't understand what she was saying. It's never
like literally not understanding what you both saying.
Yeah, I mean,
language-wise.
I mean,
Or like the meaning-wise.
yeah, well, because, you know, like when you're maybe in a bit more of an agitated state or something like that, you're going to be using different words or, But yeah, we've never come to a conclusion where we've disagreed with each other about the way that things are done. But it can take a little bit of time to get there because of the miscommunication. And early on in the relationship, when we had that miscommunication, we thought it was difference of opinion. And we both kind of realized it and said like, okay, you know, like just, we're not understanding each other. And then, yeah, it makes things much easier.
Any example that's like maybe from the early stages of your relationships that you can recall, something that maybe shocked you?
Well, when my wife was pregnant, I would, you know, first kid for her, first kid for me. We were noobs to everything. We didn't know, you know, how things would work. And I was trying to be supportive, and I said to her, just to let you know, like, from my perspective, I don't have a problem whether you breastfeed or use formula. You know, it's your decision. You know, whatever you think is best, I'm okay with that.
Let me guess, she got offended that you even thought about formula.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes. Massively offended. Massively offended. How dare you think that I would use formula? We always breastfeed in Thailand, blah, blah, blah. Around about 3 months after our daughter was born, she got mastitis.
Yeah.
And we've used formula ever since for both kids. So you get little things like that. But yeah, from my perspective, I was like, this is not a fight, this is not an argument. This doesn't make sense. I'm saying you can do whatever you want, but yeah, her attitude was like, just how dare you consider that aspect.
What's the no-no with Thai wife or Thai girlfriend? Something that you don't want to do or you don't want to say. Compared to Australian or like Western girlfriends.
You'll always have different things that people are talking about, where they'll say like, don't do this, don't do that. If you cheat, she'll cut off your dick or something like that. Or for me, I think it's a case of just don't make her feel disrespected, ever in front of family and friends. Don't lower her pride, or Of course, you have some responsibility in that regards as well. How you dress, how you look when you go out. I mean, every guy I think that's ever had a relationship has had that experience where you're about to walk out the door and the woman's turned to them and said, "Are you really going to wear that?" And yeah, same thing happens here. You just got to try and think about it like, okay, so I didn't understand the importance of this situation. What do you need me to dress like? What do you need me to do?
Yeah. What would be your budget, or like normal budget for like the family of 2 parents, 2 kids? They go to international school, right?
Yeah.
And then you live not in Bangkok, not in Pattaya, but you live in like a small town, 1 hour from Bangkok. What would be like the monthly budget roughly?
I can think off the top of my head at least 150,000 baht a month of expenditure.
So it's like
6,000.
6,000 Sing dollars. So which is okay, got it. Okay.
But that's
not
just
cheap, not cheap.
Oh, but no, that's just the easiest, like the mortgage, the car payments, the school, medical.
Yeah.
That doesn't include like you want to buy a new game for the PS5 or you want to go out for dinner. That doesn't include that. We get free healthcare here or free medical, so we don't have to pay for that. We get free transport to and from work. We get free lunch. So there's a lot of things that companies cover in Thailand. Visa, all that aspect too. But there's still a lot of additional costs that come up constantly. Like my wife will be like, "Oh, we have to pay this month." I think last month we had to pay 26,000 baht for my daughter's insurance. And we always forget about it until the last moment. So it's like that. But then you got to save as well. So we don't just have our money in property. We also, we diversify into different things. Just not stock market or crypto, which is probably the 2 best things to invest in, but we just don't understand it. A lot of people, not a lot of people, I've got to take that back, but there's plenty of people that I know that are pushing a budget between 200,000 to 300,000, and they're living just above a middle class lifestyle. Yeah. Maybe they have a BMW that's 3 or 5 years old or something like that. But they're not upper middle class, but it's just like between middle class and upper middle class.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not as cheap as people make it out to be.
Can you explain what's going on? So this the warehouse, or like?
This would be the parts warehouse. So what happens is we have trucks. Whoa, that was a massive wasp. We have trucks constantly coming and going all day, every day, bringing in parts for just-in-time production. So they'll bring them in, they'll store them, and then they'll distribute them to each factory, to each different production line as necessary. So we have 20 production lines going at all times throughout the 3 different factories. So this here is an R&D building, but parts warehouse, that's factory 3, I think. Yeah, factory 3, factory 2, and then factory 1 here. You don't have a superannuation or pension here. So you've got to come up with your own strategy towards doing it.
So that's why it's also like they rely on, like parents rely on kids, and like grandparents kind of supposed to get money from, I guess, from the children, this kind of stuff.
Yeah, I don't know if they're supposed to, like, it's unspoken.
Yeah.
But my first boss when I arrived here, she said that the very first paycheck she ever received when she was like 18, 19 years old, handed straight over to her mom, and it's been that way ever since, even though she was, like 55 years old. But my wife and her sisters give money to their parents. But when it comes to that aspect, it's like people also talk about sinsot, giving money to the dowry aspect of we're paying for marrying the daughter. But I look at it this way: my wife's mother has lived with us since the birth of our first child, so we've basically had a live-in nanny for that 7 years.
Yeah.
And you want someone who's close to the family and, you can trust with every ounce of, like support for your child. So of course, I'm very, very happy to, it's not a lot of money to be paying for everything that you're getting out of it. The father's over all the time. So 5 a.m. every single day without fail, I'll hear the door open downstairs because he's coming over to prepare the kids' lunches and to drive them to school.
Wow.
And then he'll pick them up in the afternoon. And when I come home from work, he'll check the kids, make sure everything's okay, and then he'll head home. So
That's very sweet.
it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. If you marry the right family here, who's very Thai, they'll want to take care and protect each other. It's always interesting when you hear these very negative vitriol about Thai people from guys like, oh, they're all out for this, they're all out for that, and you're like, what type of people are you hanging out with to have this experience?
Yeah.
99% of Thai people that I've ever met have this generous, compassionate attitude that, I cannot understand where they're getting their concept of what Thai life is like.
Some people think I just show up at the guest place, press record, and that's it, the video is done. But right now 6 people work full-time and 2 part-time on this project. It takes a lot of time, energy and money. Some interviews takes months to secure, but we do it because we want to show the world that Asia is a modern, exciting and inspiring place, and to introduce you to the most interesting people out there. If that resonates with you, I'd love for you to become an even bigger part of this project. By clicking the join button below, you'll become an official member and supporter of this channel. You'll get a special badge, I'll see your comments first, and you will know that you are helping us keep this going. Big hug to each of you, thank you so much for your support, and honestly, you are the best YouTube community I could ever dream of. Thank you so much.
What's the average salary for a typical job, like in a manufacturing?
It's quite well known that European companies generally offer a stronger base salary.
Okay.
But you've got to weigh all this type of thing up against the overall scope and welfare and benefits of the job. It's commonly known that a Japanese salary might be a little bit lower than, say, a European country or American company, but the security, the welfare and the benefits, I've been here 10 years, I don't recall ever getting less than a 6-month annual bonus every year. So you got to imagine that your salary every year times it by 1.5, because that's what you get. There's monthly bonuses depending on what you do. As I said, like the free transportation, the free lunches, next week the company's sending all the staff on a holiday. So all the staff get to go on an all expenses paid holiday for the weekend. That's like 4,500 people. Yeah, there's paternity leave, maternity leave, wedding leave, Buddhism leave, military leave. Yeah, there's so much stuff here. 30 sick days a year.
30.
Yeah, 30 sick days a year.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Unheard of. If you're an American, it's unheard of.
Yeah. And that doesn't include the annual leave as well. Yeah, the annual leave. Yeah, it gets prorated as you grow up. Yeah. The longer you stay here. But yeah, it goes up to, I think it's around 15 days a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi. I am nice to meet you.
Okay, nice to meet you. Nice.
I'm Logan.
So funny.
I'm sweaty. I've been walking around so much.
So funny.
Yeah.
I see already great personality.
Crewman.
Yeah.
Teacher mom.
I own already, you know.
She's been here for 34 years.
What?
Yeah.
34 years.
So we've been open for 35. She's been here for 34.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Same job.
I'm not
different.
sure. Just since I've been here, yeah, she's always been a training manager.
Wow.
But yeah.
You've been here for 34 years.
35.
35.
Yes.
Wow. Since the beginning. Yeah.
Sure, because I respect again because thank you. So you want to open me go to training at in Japan, and this is a good job, benefits, good everything. They made it look like family. That's why.
Like
Yes.
family.
Yes.
But how come you're here for 35 years? Because you are like 40. Like the numbers don't match.
Because
You're 40 max.
no, everything from my heart. That's why I respect and I'm so proud of my training center. My company good banner Daikin. Do you know? They are teaching me right. I am daughter from president. That's why. Yes. Wait. No. Okay.
Okay.
Give the Chen. Mommy not make our beautiful.
Ayo.
Say that every day.
I'm beautiful every day, right?
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Again, I'm still sweaty.
It's okay.
All of this is something about like how to be safe. All of it, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you touch here and sometimes
so hot already. Oi.
Very sorry. That's why.
Okay. What happened?
Cannot cut. Okay.
Cannot cut. Yeah. So you've been doing it for 35 years. this stuff, yeah? Is it? Not bored?
Yes,
You're not bored?
Of course.
You're not bored?
No.
No?
No.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, you're my new friend. What I heard also about Thailand is like sometimes it's seen as more like, I don't know how you call it, with the high hierarchical place. And then so that's why there is a contradiction between like, okay, I'm part of the community, part of the society, and then, for example, I report to my, I don't know, my parents or my grandparents, our parents report to grandparents, but at the same time, as you said, like quick learners and like can achieve like things individually. So I see it as a conflict.
Yeah, massive conflict.
Yeah.
And it's like, which is better? Can you have one with the other, or is it like,
Yeah.
I remember asking a lot of friends and say like, when you were young, you know, like your parents went away for a holiday for the weekend, you had a party, didn't you? You like, you know, a high school party, or, you know, like every weekend. In Australia, it was every weekend. Whose parents are away? Let's go over and go crazy. And here they just looked at me like, are you serious? Do you understand how disrespectful that is to our parents to do something like that? Yeah, and to me it's like, okay, well, they missed out on that experience, but at the same point, now I'm old enough to, you know, understand how much my parents did for me, and I'm not in that rebellious side of, you know, youth. I respect it, and I kind of wish that we'd go back to it, to be honest.
Yeah? By the way, I like your uniform, and I have also part of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because when I arrived, I just was wearing shorts, and they didn't let me in, because I supposed to wear like, because of the what? Because of the
just the safety.
The safety thing, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we walk along up here, you'll see posters and banners on every single pole that we pass.
Yeah.
Safety, it's incredible the amount of focus that they put on it. Yeah, the employees really come first here.
Yeah.
It's so difficult hearing people talk about how terrible American companies are and the corporate culture and things like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know, whether it's the combination of Thai with Japanese, but it's, yeah, they really care about the employees here.
You think you obtained some Thai traits, some Thai characters in your personality after living here for 11 years?
I've learned to be much more patient. I was very impatient in Australia, even compared to other Falungs. But here, you know, just my wife constantly like, it's not worth getting angry over. It's not worth getting angry over. It's not worth getting angry over. When I started driving here, it was like just the entire time just like screaming like, what the hell, what the hell? Now it's just like, meh, whatever.
Yeah.
You kind of accept it. It's not that sabai attitude. It's more like, what's the point? It doesn't achieve anything getting angry. So it's just, it is what it is.
Some people say, Thai people are like lazy or not hardworking. And this is like, this is a misconception. I asked this like several people that I interviewed, but you also said like, they like fast learners. How would you address if someone say, Thai people are just lazy?
Give them some motivation to work hard and they will. It's the same with anybody. They live in a beautiful tropical country, got beaches, some of the beautiful geography like Khao Yai, the mountains, national parks. How many millions of people are moving here on the idea that like they can live a very cheap lifestyle and the lifestyle's better? It doesn't mean that they're lazy because they're taking it easy. There's a difference.
Yeah.
They're not lazy. Once you motivate them give them incentive to actually work, they kill it. They kill it. You know, like you see online things like what's that, like work quiet quitting.
Yeah.
Quiet quitting, you know, Americans doing things like that.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the day that like American companies look at a country like Thailand and say, why don't we just shift all our operations over there? Because they work perfectly, they work hard, you incentivize them, they will, you know, they will do anything you want them to do, and they will do it, so perfectly. They never make mistakes.
Yeah, I guess the people get this misconception because on the surface, like Thai people are chill. They are like relaxed.
Yeah.
That's the way of like functioning, way of living. And then probably some people confuse it with like being lazy.
Well, it's
I
also
guess.
when people mistake Thai people for being nice.
Yes,
I
also
don't
true.
say that they're nice. They're
Yeah.
polite, they're generous, they're courteous, but don't fuck with a Thai person. Like,
Yeah.
they're protective. They're
Yeah.
protective of what's theirs. One thing that you don't find a lot of daycare or childcare in Thailand because they're protective of what's theirs.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, like being nice, I'm always concerned about the idea of like, you know, a narcissist coming over and, you know, like, well, I can manipulate nice people into doing whatever I want.
Yeah.
But you get people coming over here with that arrogant attitude, and the Thais are like, we'll be polite to you, but once you push, you know, us too far, we'll kick the shit out of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you feel now when you go back to Australia?
Interestingly, I went back to Australia for the first time in 10 years, only 2 months ago. So I've been here that entire time.
Oh, how was it? Strange? Oh, okay.
Very strange, and I was very excited to get back.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously it was good to see the family and friends.
Yeah.
But it was cold, it was wet, everything was crazy expensive. Just nothing about it attracted me. The only thing that I miss, I guess, is I understood the language of everything. I understood the humor, I understood the references, pop culture. You know, somebody mentions a Simpsons reference, I know what they're talking about. Somebody here mentions a Doraemon quote or something like that. I've got no idea what they're talking about. But beyond that, yeah, Thailand is my home, and yeah, I'm very grateful to be here.
Yeah. Interesting, like when you mentioned Simpsons, I would guess that people in their, I don't know, in their 30s or 40s, they would already like watch some like international TV with the subtitles, or maybe in Thai language, or it didn't exist back then. Because like for me, like growing up in Russia, I know all the Simpsons, all the like Friends
Yeah.
series and this kind of stuff. It's basically what I grew up with.
Yeah.
But here is different.
Yeah, here they grew up mainly with Japanese culture. Now it is a heavy influence of Korean culture. So whether it's K-series or K-pop, like nearly everyone's kids I know listens to Korean music now.
Yeah.
All the women I know, they watch K-series. When I first arrived here, there was kind of a renaissance of, it was like all the HBO type shows were becoming popular, Game of Thrones, The Walking Dead, and it was like, cool, well at least they're into that, but there's nothing that, I've not heard anybody mention anything. Even my mum in Australia, she's like nearly 70 years old, and she's messaging me saying, I'm watching a new K-series now. I'm like, yeah, well, like the influence is just huge. But yeah, it was originally influenced by Japanese. So their Simpsons is Doraemon.
Why Japanese? Why Japan culture?
Why Japanese culture?
Yeah.
I can't say. But even like the T-pop was influenced by J-pop. Yeah, a lot of the movies here kind of, you know, followed Chinese and Japanese, you know, style. But yeah, there was very minimal influence from the Western side.
From the West.
Yeah.
Wow.
It only really kicked in probably around about 2000 that you started to get a lot more Western influence. But even that's decaying now that Korean influence is becoming huge.
Yeah. Where are you about in Australia? Which part of Australia?
Sydney.
From Sydney.
Yeah.
Okay. So you went there 2 months ago, so it's basically a winter in Sydney. 2 months ago, yeah?
It was one of those things where, like, the day before I arrived, the temperature dropped like 5-10 degrees or something like that overnight.
Yeah.
And the rain just started, you know, like it's going to rain the entire time you're here, and the weather's gotten cold. So I'm walking around in like 7 shirts and that, you know, like Thailand. You're Singapore based as well, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, like at night.
Same, pretty much same weather.
No shirt, singlet.
Yeah.
Yeah. But here, yeah. So in Australia, it's, yeah, absolutely freezing cold. Plus, it never had as much diversity of the culture as a country like Thailand is, which is quite amusing because, I mean, 90% of the population here has Thai heritage, or it's 80%, 10% Chinese, and then the rest is other. But Australia obviously has a huge diverse population of people, but it's kind of become this very homogenous, bland, generic culture, like grow up, buy a house, live in the suburbs, go to the shopping center, wait till you send your kids to a private school. It's just suburb after suburb after suburb after suburb, and you can't tell the difference. Everything looks exactly the same type of thing. Yeah, it's all generic now.
What do you start understanding about you being Australian, or about like you growing up in Australia after living abroad for many years?
I think we're a lot more open to saying how we feel.
In Australia, yeah?
Yeah. We would say no bullshit, you know, but I believe that, you know, especially not just some Western countries where they tone it down, but here, I mean, Thailand, Japanese business culture, of course, it's toned down how you express yourself, what you say, a hierarchical nature that you've represented before as well. There's definitely times where I've said things that it's like,
No.
yeah, don't be so direct, etc.
Like, can you give an example? What would be like perceived to be like too direct?
Example was we were in a meeting and they had an interpreter in there for me. The rest of the conversation was taking place in Thai, and maybe around about 5 minutes into the meeting, I said, sorry about this, but the interpreter actually doesn't speak very good English, so I can't understand what's being said.
Yeah.
And they said, oh, okay, anyway, and they kept continuing. The reason being is because they didn't want to make the interpreter, you know, like, well, interpreter, you don't need to be here, so go away, you know, like that would be much ruder than the idea of addressing the problem that I didn't understand what was taking place.
Yes.
So you get situations like that. It's few and far between, I'll say. You do notice them when they come up because it's not what you're accustomed to. But yeah, when they do come up, you're kind of like, oh, okay, so that's, you know, it's more important for this, finding the hierarchy of relativity of what's important type of thing, which is how I manage face here. When you have a problem, you got to try and think about it like this is how you would view the problem in prioritization. So you're in a car accident. First thing, is anybody hurt? Second thing, a lot of Falangs will think is who's to blame? Whereas if you look at it from maybe a Thai perspective, it would be like, firstly, is anybody hurt? Secondly, it would next be a case of, is anyone going to be embarrassed or affected by this? Is this going to affect their social currency or hierarchy in society? So if you understand where they place that priority on things, you can make sure that you avoid causing problems and, you know.
Thailand is your home now, right?
Yeah.
Would you move back to Australia?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. I've got a wife, 2 kids, you know, secure a job that I absolutely love as well, you know. It makes a huge difference. If you were living over here and you're spending 40, 50 hours a week doing a job that you didn't like, I could understand it being quite difficult, but yeah, I absolutely love coming into my job every single day. And yeah, when you have that plus the close family, it's where I live, it's a university beach town, it's so chill and relaxed. It doesn't have that consistency of Bangkok, it's relenting, it never stops.
Yeah.
It also doesn't have that patir aspect either, where it's, you know, like just it's a tourist town, so there's constant holiday people traveling through. It's like, no, Thai people live here.
Yeah.
And this is their community. And that was one of the biggest changes that I had about living here. I moved here, I'd been on holidays in Thailand, and to me, Thailand, you know, I was still used to that holiday lifestyle. So everybody that moves to a foreign country kind of goes through that, like, you know, transition where you move from holidaying and partying to realizing, oh, no, this is a life here. And because of the women that I was working with, I mentioned that they're very conservative, but they're also very generous and caring and sweet. So imagine it's Monday morning, start of the week, you come in with a hangover already, and they look at you and they have that parental, not angry, I'm disappointed, you know, from 40 women, you know, just like, ugh. You know? So you look at it and you're like, okay, this is not acceptable. And when you have that influence on you, it changes how you do things. So yeah, I don't go out on weeknights. I rarely drink beer, you know.
Yeah. You've not been to Australia for 10 years, so it was, and then you don't want to move there because it's like for you it's probably boring or like too generic. At the same time, you're integrated in Thai society, but not 100%, and you're still learning and learning the language. Do you find yourself sometimes somewhere in between? So you kind of not, your home is not here, your home is here and there, but at the same time it's not.
Yeah, absolutely. And it can be difficult realizing that, you know, I've got 2 kids and they're going to feel that aspect as well, because we speak English at home with the children. There's a lot of influence from, you know, my side of you know, culture, I guess, as well. But they're living in Thailand, and I experience it when I hang out with Phalangs nowadays. You know, you spend 99% of your time, and I'm sure anybody who's living here and living amongst Thais all the time, and then it's like you're thrown into a conversation with a group of Phalangs, you feel apprehension. It's like, oh shit, am I going to fit in again? Am I going to, you know, be able to discuss this same way that they discuss? Because it's very different in the way that you discuss with other people.
Yeah.
Some things, if you did it with Phalangs, they would be like, that's so rude. Whereas with Thais, they're like, nah, that's cool. You know, we do that, you know?
Like what?
Finding examples can be difficult, you know, because it's generally spur of the moment.
Yeah.
But you know, Thais have no problems with asking how much you earn, how, you know, what your age is.
Yeah, correct.
It's not seen as like, with us, it's always competitive aspect, you know, like, oh, what do you do for a living type of thing.
Yeah.
Whereas with them, it's just more out of interest. They want to, you know, understand the hierarchy aspects of things as well.
To address you in the right way, in a proper manner.
Potentially address, or just potentially have some idea of, you know, like, especially as a Phalang, you know, like, they'll come up to you.
Yeah.
11 years here, I'll still get the same questions, you know, like that a foreigner will get walking off the plane for the first time in Thailand after 2 minutes. Oh, so how long have you been in Thailand? Do you like Thai food? Do you like Thai people? And it's like, you know, you're jumping back and forth between this is everything I know to, oh yes, I'm still, you know, perceived as fresh off the plane to a lot of people as well.